Hi everyone, it's Jeff here from Avada. In this video, I will take a look at how to use the Avada Google Map Element. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon to be notified of all new content. Okay, let's begin. Google Maps can appear complex to set up, and initially getting the API key does involve a little bit of effort. But if you need maps on your site, it's well worth the time. You add the Google Maps API key in the Global Options under Contact Template, Google Map. In the option description, there's a link to the Google documentation which explains how you generate an API key. As the note at the top of the tab explains, the rest of these options relate to the map which shows if you use the contact page template, which is a legacy approach these days. In any case, once you have the API key added, you can use the Google Map element to add maps in many ways to your site. Let's look at a map that has been added to the electrician pre-built here. I'll just edit the element to have a look at the settings. Let's start at the top with the API type. You can choose from the JavaScript API, the Embed API and the Static API. This map is using the default option for the API, which in this case has been set to the Embed API, as we can see here at the end of the description. As it explains here, the JavaScript API is the most feature-rich, but in some cases it can attract charges, whereas the Embed and the Static API can be used for free regardless of map loads, although with fewer options. There is also a link to the Google Maps user guide, which is mandatory reading if you want to understand how the Google Maps platform works. Okay, so we're on the Embed API here. For a simple map like this, that is just fine. The next option is for the address. An address in Brooklyn has been added here, and as the description notes, if the pin does not show in an accurate position, you can also use longitude and latitude coordinates. There are many websites like latlong.net where you can find these coordinates. The next option is map type. With this API, there is a choice of road map or you can choose satellite. You can even click on the map to change to satellite and back again. With the JavaScript API, there are also options for hybrid and terrain. Map dimensions is the next option, and this can be entered in percentages, pixels, or ems. As the description notes, the height field does not take percentages, and if you use the Static API, the width and height are limited. But otherwise you can size it as you wish. Here the width has been left empty so the map fills the column, and the height has been set to 440 pixels. The next option here is the zoom level, which is set to 14 here. The levels go from 1 to 25, but usually between 13 and 16 is a good starting point. On the map itself are zoom controls as well. There is also a margin option to control the margins of the element as a whole. Okay, the last three options are the usual element visibility and CSS options, which allow you to show or hide this element on certain screen sizes and to customize the element further with CSS. Okay, that's about it for that API. Let's change to the JavaScript API so we can see what's available there. As mentioned earlier, there are a couple of extra options in the map type option for hybrid and terrain. And on the map itself, you can add terrain to the map, change to satellite, and even remove the labels. In the options, there are also a whole bunch of new options regarding navigation and display. The first of these is scroll wheel on map, which enables you to use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out while on the map. Under this is an option to show a scale control on the map. There's an option to show zoom control on map, and on the map there is an icon where you can drag Pegman onto the map to open Street View. There's also an option to show animation on the address pin or not, and you can also enable the tooltip by default if you wish. Below this is an option to select the map styling switch. There is the default styling, as well as theme and custom styling. If I choose theme, I get a custom style, and if I choose custom styling, 4 new options appear with which to control the styling yourself. You can add a custom map overlay color, set custom info box content, and in the next option, choose whether the default or the custom info box displays. Finally, as is shown here, you can also add a custom marker icon. Let's change to the last API, the Static API. For a small, simple map, this is also a useful API. It looks a bit odd here, but if I look in the description of the map dimensions, it clarifies that when using the Static API, width and height are limited to 640 pixels and must be specified in pixels only. So if I add 640 pixels to the width, that looks a lot better. Okay, so depending on your needs, with the Google Map element there are 3 APIs to choose from, all with different features for different situations. And of course, if you want a different type of map, don't forget the OpenStreetMap element, which doesn't require an API key. For more details on that, see the link below the video. Okay, that's it for this video. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with all the latest videos. And if you have any questions or need assistance, please create a support ticket and our team will gladly assist you. As always, we want to thank you for choosing Avada.